Hi there, kindergarten and first graders. It's good to see you. Now, if you will take out your Promise Weeklies for last week and this week, that would be really good because last week, remember, you got an advent calendar from your Promise Weekly, and this was given to you by Mr. Darius and Mr. Brian. So hopefully you did what you were supposed to do. Remember, we have these little squares of paper that we were supposed to attach every day. So here's my advent calendar as we're waiting for Christmas, which is Jesus' birthday. And I want to take the time at the beginning of class today to go ahead and get my advent calendar all ready so that this week I will also have squares ready to glue to the advent calendar. So put your advent calendar in front of you and then open up your Promise Weekly for this week. The Promise Weekly this week looks like this. See, it has pictures of Our Lady of Guadalupe and Juan Diego, and when you open it, it has this week's activities, including our squares. These are the squares this week for the Advent calendar. Now, if you don't have one of these yet, you should put together a little box or a special place for all of your FSR things. So I want you to have your school supplies in here just like you would have your school supplies in your own cubby or your own desk or your own box at your regular school. And what do I have in here that I need to use this week? Well, I put it on the opening page before you click this video or before your parents click this video. But let's go ahead and make sure that you have all the supplies that you need for this week's lesson. You need either colored pencils or crayons, and you need a pair of scissors and a glue stick. And then, as usual for school, you need a pencil. So, using our Promise Weekly, let's take a look at today's Advent calendar. What I'm going to do, and I want you to do this with me and with the help of your parents, is get your pair of scissors. Make sure you have mom and dad's help for this because scissors, they're sharp, they cut things. But go ahead, and I'm going to stand up here so that I can do this with you and you can see for the camera. You are going to take your scissors, and I want you to cut straight down this line, okay? And just keep cutting straight down that line until you get to the very end of it, like this, okay? All right. And then on the other side of those boxes, there's another line, right? And I want you, with the help of your parents, to cut straight down the other line. Doesn't have to be perfect. See, mine's not perfect. We're going to cut it out together. Now, what you have is all of your little squares, so that when you get to those days of the week, you can cut out the right square and put it on that day of the calendar. And like the teacher told you last week, every week or every day, you get a little closer and closer and closer to Christmas. And there are wonderful things and fun ways of praying and fun little things for you to do every day, sometimes by yourself. Like last week, you got to sing a Christmas song. Maybe you did that by yourself. Maybe you did it with mom and dad or with friends. And another day, you got to say a prayer for your teacher. Now let's see. Our Advent calendar needs something else. I didn't do this last week because I'm going to do it for you right now. I want to show you on my Advent calendar what it is that I'm doing. On Sundays, today is a Sunday, and on Sundays, we want to make sure to color the flame of our Advent calendar. So last Sunday with your teacher, you did what I'm doing, and you colored the flame of your Advent calendar. You can make it whatever colors you wanted. That's what color I wanted mine. But something that's important is that your candle, if you already went ahead and did it a different way, then that's okay. But your candle should be purple because the color of this Advent candle this week is purple. All right, so when you go to Mass, you see people lighting the Advent wreath, and at Mass on the first Sunday of Advent, they lit a candle that was purple. Today at Mass, if you've been to Mass, you've already seen it, and if you haven't been to Mass yet, then you're going to see it when you go to Mass. But today at Mass, you probably saw or will see people lighting 2 candles on the Advent wreath. So in December 9th, I want you to color 2 candles in the Advent wreath. And what color were those 2 candles on the Advent wreath? Today, both of the candles that they lit were purple, or are going to be purple. So let's go ahead now and color our flames for those days. Make us think of people lighting their Advent calendar. Now, you may light an Advent calendar with Mom and Dad, your family, Grandma and Grandpa, different people around the table every night, because it's a Catholic tradition to light the Advent calendar. Usually, we light it at dinner when we're saying our grace in my house, and I think in most houses, that's the way they do it. So if you don't have an Advent wreath, tell your parents you want one. Or just keep coloring these candles with me, because it's a fun Catholic tradition, and it reminds us of waiting for the light of the world, Jesus, to come into the world. Now let's see. I do also want to tell you that next week we're going to be lighting 3 candles, and there will be a special color in there. The first 2 are going to be purple, and the third one's a different color. So ask your parents if they know what color the 3rd candle's going to be. Do you know what color it's going to be? Well, that's all I have for the Advent calendar lesson. So go ahead and get ready to do the next thing in your lesson plan. See you soon. Bye.